Hey there. Uh, this conversation is a bit difficult to speak about, so I'm going to try the best I can and keep it short. It's really a simple concept, and yet a very difficult one as well. So let's just jump right into it. When I started playing music, I was a teenager, 12, 13, and my brother, my friends, and I, we had a band. We got together regularly. We jammed out. We improvised. We had no formal training in any way, shape, or form. We made up songs. We tried our hand at a couple songs that were popular in our time. Songs by The Church, The Cure, punk. And we were mostly just making up songs. And then scoot forward several years, and somehow I became a welder and was doing that for a living and still playing music on the side. And at some point, because of many things coming together at one point or another, I decided to go and audition for classical guitar. Probably because of my maybe reading interviews about Randy Rhoads and how he had done something like this a little bit, or I don't know. I don't remember why I became interested in classical guitar, but when I first heard it, I was amazed by it. Still am. And I just had to understand it. That was for me. So I started to go down this road of training. Immediately, somehow, I got into the school that I did. I'm very thankful for that. However, the immediate emphasis was on the ability to read music and to write music. And I had no clue. Had never had any training, had always played by ear. I can remember very vividly going into my first ear training class, and my teacher at the time pulled out a cello, sat down and said, "Write down what I'm about to play." And he played a short phrase, and then other students in the class started writing down on their papers, and I'm thinking, I have no idea how to do that. However, I just started writing dots. Put a dot here, it sounded like it went up, I'll put a dot here, and so on. And it grew from there. I did end up learning how to read and write music. But in that process, 5 years later, getting a bachelor's degree in music, what I gained was my technique improved. I was able to perform an hour or an hour and a half long music concert in front of hundreds of people. And that took a long time to learn how to do that. However, what I forgot was how to play music by ear, which I attribute to what's happening right now. I'm speaking. I'm improvising. I'm telling a story. This is what we do with language, is we talk and we express ourselves. When we memorize a piece of music off of the page and then perform it, yes, it takes immense skill to bring that written page to life and give it breath. But it is nothing compared to being able to speak your own words. And it will never, learning to read and write music will never result in your learning to speak the language of music. You have to work on speaking the language of music. So, how do you learn to speak music? I tried for many, many years studying counterpoint, reading all of the theory books, reading any book on theory that I could get my hands on. And I kept thinking that I was going to think my way into learning how to speak music or improvise. And I couldn't have been more wrong. And something in my mind kept saying to me, it's a language. So if you want to learn to speak it, you have to listen to the greats and try. And that means you're going to start out babbling. It's not going to sound like anything. It's going to sound like gobbledygook. And that's okay. That's what it should sound like. And little by little, your babbling is going to become more coherent. And you're going to start to feel like what you're doing sounds good. You're not going to know what it is that you're doing. Even if you have knowledge about scales, like I did, chords, I literally was like, I can tell that I'm starting to speak, but what am I doing? And that took a lot longer, and I really wanted to know what I was doing because I'm a teacher as well. I've been teaching for over 30 years, and in that time period when I started teaching, I didn't know what I was teaching at all. I tried my best. And that's what has made me the teacher I am today. However, it was very clear to me as I was building my ability to speak that I really didn't understand what it was I was doing. In that process, I ended up discovering something that I think is quite profound, that relates directly to harmony. Not melodic improvisation, but harmonic improvisation, comping. And it's something very unique that I don't see anywhere else. I have called this rubber bands, hidden doors, and kaleidoscopes. And we're going to leave it at that because I don't want this video to be too long, and I'll do another one later about what are rubber bands, what's a hidden door, and what are kaleidoscopes. But with those three tools, my students are able to figure out the harmony of any song that they're playing with, and they don't even have to know the chords, the names of them. But they're doing it, and in their own way, perfectly. So, if you want to learn to start talking, you need to just put the music on and start playing. Bye.